Hello everybody, Dave from Eerie Arachnids here. I don't even know what time it is, 1 something, right? I'm sitting here watching Dave Scott's new video, and I completely realized that I hadn't shot anything for today yet. I have like nothing, 0 clips, nothing, zip, zero, zilch. So what I decided to do was, this is a topic I was going to cover soon anyway, by the end of the month, so we're just going to do it today. And this is my views and opinions on, is it morally or ethically okay to not want to send your mature males out for breeding? So I'm going to give you kind of the pros and cons, or the people that say, yeah, you should always do it, or the people that say, why do I want to do that? I want to keep my spider. And hopefully everybody will be able to come together and realize everybody else's side of this story. Now, the people that enjoy the breeding part of the hobby are always going to say, that's the male's main purpose, is to breed. And that's true. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The male eats, lives, survives, and then once it matures, it's looking for a female. It does its job. It mates with as many females as it can before it dies. So, do you need to do that every single time? Do you need to say, well, I'm a normal everyday keeper, somebody that isn't interested in breeding, and I bought a Brachypelma vagans a few years ago, and now it's a mature male. Everyone's trying to make me feel bad because I don't want to send it out to get or to breed. Don't feel that way. First of all, there's a couple different ways to look at the hobby. The first way to look at the hobby is the way that I would say more than half of the people actually do. And that's that they're tarantulas, they're spiders, they're not really a pet. They're more of a commodity, a collection piece, or a future breeding project. Now, it's not to mean that they don't take care of them, because they most certainly do. And I feel that way with some of them, and then other ones I don't feel that way. And I'll explain. My Psalmopoeus pulchers, for instance, I have 2 females and I have 1 male. Now, I started out with Salem. That was the first one that I got. The second one that I got was I think about 1 3/4 to 2 inch size. I got it from Tanya. It ended up with DKS, and it died. In the meantime, I got another little sling. I had another little sling that came with it. And after a little while, that sling grew up. It got stuck in a molt, and it died. So my friend felt bad for me, and she got the penultimate male Faunopelma hensi for me, and she also got this other Psalmopoeus pulcher, which is a suspected male. And then another friend of mine, we did a deal, and she had 3 pulchers, and she's like, why don't I send you one of these, because I know how much you like them. At that time, I was like driven. I wanted as many pulchers as I could get. I wanted to breed them, and I looked at them not as a real breeding project, but pets of mine that I wanted to breed. So she sent me one, but she was not sure what it was. And along that, I got a Psalmopoeus cambridgei and a Celine, the Faunopelma chalcodes. And I can't remember what I sent. I know I sent a little hensi sling, and I sent a male Brachypelma albopilosum, because of course that's all I get is males. I can't remember. There was a few other things that I sent to her. And I was excited with what I got, and then the first molt, that Psalmopoeus pulcher, was a female. So I was like, oh, this is going to be perfect. The one that my friend sent me originally, we think is a male. So I was like, I got 1 male and 2 females. So I look at them both ways. They're a unique species to me. My favorite tree spider, solely tree spider. Favorite Psalmopoeus by far. Those Poecilotheria subfusca highland and Psalmopoeus pulcher. If I can only keep 2 arboreals, those would be the 2 that I keep. So, but there's other tarantulas that I mean, I enjoy having, don't get me wrong. I love my Davus pennilorises, but they're a breeding project for me, male and the female. And I've raised them both from pretty small specimens. They're a breeding project. I'm a little bit more attached to my Pulchers than I would be my Davus penniloris. So if both of those matured out as males, I would most definitely send them out. If Salem ended up being a male, I don't think that I would ever send him, even though he's a female. I'm just using that as an example. And we can even go with Obi, my Brachypelma hamori. I won't send him out. I can't. I can't. There's just that handful of them that I just can't do. Whether it's, you know, it's their purpose to mate, absolutely, but he's just not going to unless I have a female for him. I don't want to send him off for somebody else to get eaten or munched or killed. I just don't want to do that. So for those of you that are just, you know, you look at your tarantulas as pets, as no differently than you would your cat or your dog. No, it is absolutely not morally wrong to not send your tarantula or your mature males out for breeding. So please don't let anybody talk you into that or tell you that that's gospel. On the other hand, depending on what the species is, you know, if it's a rare tarantula that it's hard to find males, sometimes I think that yes, it would be much more morally right to send them off. So we'll use something like a well, let's say my Ensiocotella olivacea. If that turns out to be a male, as much as I adore that spider, I would send him out to breed. Where, again, like my Brachypelma hamori, who is, well, I mean, I'm more attached to that one. Let's do something different. Well, let's say my GBB. I wouldn't feel as much compelled to send him away to breed as I would something that's a little bit more rare. That's something you don't see in the hobby as much. People aren't breeding as much. That's the only time that I would think it would be better to send them off. But it's still not mandatory. It's still not necessary. They're your tarantulas. You know, you have to do what you think is best for them. So for the people that think that that's morally right and that they should always be sent off, remember that not everybody knows how to ship. Not everybody wants to ship. Not everybody wants to breed spiders. So, you know, if somebody says, no, I don't want to send them out, leave it at that. Don't push them. I mean, I've seen this happen quite a few times where people have got to the point where they want to breed something so bad and they're looking for a male and they've been looking for a male for a long time. And then somebody comes up with a male and then they want to buy it. They want to get it right away. And that person's like, no, I just don't want to do that. And then they keep pushing and pushing and pushing to the point where they pull that card out. Like you do realize that that's their sole purpose is to breed. And I just don't want anybody to feel pressured. So that question for those that asked it before, no, it is absolutely not mandatory, not necessary. And you should never be pressured into sending out one of your animals to breed. So I hope you guys, again, this is a different off topic, but it was a question that I should have answered a long time ago. Like I said, I didn't realize that I didn't ever do the video for this like I wanted to. And this question was asked months ago. So here's the video now. Now that I have time and something, you know, a space to put it in, and this was a good slot for this because it was an easy topic to talk about. I didn't really have to do a lot of research in it. Eventually I'm going to do the video of trying to recognize mature males and why you shouldn't always look for tibial hooks, because there's a lot of species that do, or a lot of genus, and even some species in a genus specific that don't have them. Like Nandu carapoensis is the only Nandu species that does not have tibial hooks. Poecilotheria do not have tibial hooks. Oh goodness, I'm going to be lost now from there. I know those two specific. And sometimes, you know, but they're more sexually dimorphic. You know, you can tell a mature male Psalmopoeus Psalmopoeus or Poecilotheria a lot easier than you can some of the other New World species. Generally, by looks, once they mature, you can almost tell once they come out of that molt. and they're walking around. You can almost tell their abdomen's real small, carapace nice and wide. They got really long dangly legs, so you can almost guess. But I'll do a video on recognizing that probably in another month or so. We'll see what happens with the collection here, and hopefully we can get a mature male in or two, or something will mature for me so I can use footage of that, guys, that to help you. If not, I'll have to go and do it, you know, online, and I hate doing that. I hate using other people's pictures and other people's work to do my videos. It's almost like I'm cheating them out of something, you know. So I try to do my own stuff here. That's why I'm so excited to get that Ornithoctone species louse in, because I have a picture that I borrowed from somebody that I really want to show you, but I'd rather use my own, and I'd rather you see my own here instead of using somebody else's picture. So yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. Again, I hope you guys tuned in for this one, and it was I'm not too dark, am I hidden too? You got the big glaring sun in the window back here, but yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. And I'm going to do another quick video on just a question that I want to ask everybody, because I want everybody's views. I don't want to make this decision on my own, even though everybody says it's my decision to make, but I'd rather hear your opinion. So once I get done with this, I'm going to film that, and then I'll upload these two today, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do tomorrow.